Okay, go.
Alright, today on Crazy Car Projects, I'll just do a little brief thing on oil change information on the Yaris, 2007 American market Yaris with the 1.5 liter. And just a few little basic things that most of the stuff you find on these vehicles are for other markets. So it's all metric and for the steering wheel on the opposite side. But fun thing with short car, winters come back for who knows what reason for a couple days. Well, I was able to pull the car in and close the door, then get the ramps and all set up. So, yeah.
He's really proud the fact that he has a short car.
It's so nice. I am going to open the door before I move.
Good enough. Oh.
Quick little things. You've got your oil fill. This one actually has listed that it's the 5W30. You want to use full synthetic on these engines for better life. I tend to use Castro Edge high mileage just because 150,000 plus on this engine. It's a good oil to use, and if you use a high grade, not just that brand, but any really high grade synthetic oil, if you end up running long on an oil change and you can't do it at the set point that you want to do it, it's not as bad for the engine. If you use a low grade oil, you better change it frequently. There, it's sleeting again. You better change it frequently because a lower grade oil tends not to hold up and keep its lubricating properties near as well, near as long. So yeah, if you're using cheap oil, make sure you change it at good points. This one ran a little long because of the trip, but you can see the oil starting to get pretty dark. It's only about 500, 600 miles past its recommended 5,000 mile, and you can see it still has good oil properties. It's just a little red, but it's definitely time to change it. And the reason why it went over is it actually changed while I was on a trip, and I hadn't had time since I got back from the trip. I didn't have time for the trip. The oil filter is down there in front. It's actually really easy to get to from underneath. The oil plug is kind of behind it, underneath there. This is the filter for it, actual Toyota part. I get these on Amazon. It's cheaper to buy a two pack or 4-pack of these than it is just buy an off-market one in the store for some reason. So here, you hold it. You know my hand stability.
So hopefully y'all saw that is X033Z1LQR. And how much oil are you putting in it?
And I have right here, it takes 4 quarts of oil. So
well,
that's a good spot, good note for when you do these vehicles. If you have a spot where you can do it, write it off so you can find your own memory. And if you can, these are black, so it makes it hard to write on the filter, but write your mileage on the oil filter when you change it. That way you know when it is. When it's a black oil filter like this, it makes it difficult.
Get yourself a white paint pen.
But yeah, write it on there. That way you know when it was changed. And later in the video, probably the next thing in the video is going to be me resetting the trip computer so that it quits telling me that maintenance is required.
So you'll get that in the same video.
Yep.
There you go.
All right. And as you can see, the oil filter is right there. Oil plug is right there. The only issue you run up with is with using ramps. It's kind of close for getting oil pan in it. But if you have smaller arms, than I do, you can do this with the car on the ground. And it's a 14 millimeter bolt. And you can see it's right here. There's a skid plate. It's pretty convenient. Even I can get in here pretty good. So that's pretty quick and easy. One thing I'll say is nice about getting the Toyota branded the oil filters, is they use grease. They pre-grease their gasket so that you don't have to worry about it getting oil on it, so it seals good. And they store a long time. They'll store a long time better because, well, the gasket's not going to dry out on you. So you're not going to have to worry about an old filter having a cracked gasket. Another thing for gaskets, I will say, is you have to check your oil plug gasket. And I think this originally had a metal one. It was time to replace it. It fell off in the oil pan, so I was going to show you the old one. But this is just a 12 millimeter oil plug gasket. Just put this side on the facing the pan, and this side facing the bolt. Put the bolt through it and bolt it on, and it helps make a seal. After some searching, I found a paint pen. So knew I had one, just finding it was the matter. But did the mileage. My writing wouldn't let me go across on this little one, so do your first numbers up here, do your last numbers there. If you want, you can just do the last 4, but I like doing the whole thing on there because I've bought many a used vehicle, and when you have a used vehicle with this on there, it's nice because you know when the oil change was done.
And of course, the moment I come out here to record it so you can see what's going on, it stops. But yeah, sleet time. The sleet is camera shy. That's what we've been getting today, is sleet. At least this storm front, as far as I know, hasn't hurt anybody like the last one did.
If you use one of these poly or nylon ones, my trick to these is normally I thread it on first. I'm not real happy with how that's fitting, so I may use one of the ones out of the kit there and find one that fits better. But they should fit tight, but they should fit up good against this. And when I threaded this on, it's not wanting to seat all the way. So despite this is supposed to be the right size, I think it's a little too small, which I've got a whole selection of them there.
This whole kit is just those type of gaskets.
Yeah.
Including some metal ones.
That's actually one that's smaller than what comes in there. I'm going to see if I can find it. It fell out in the pan, oil pan, of course. So now I can't. Is there? There it is, I think. There's the one that was on it, and it's a metal. Nope, it's yeah. But you can see what was there. Kind of a metal and a metal coated one. It looks like aluminum with plastic or nylon backing on either side.
So he's going to size it, and then he'll get it on there. Thread it on the bolt and then thread it into the engine.
But you have to change these. It's often recommended for every oil change, but generally, depending on the one you use, especially these metal composite ones, they can make a couple. But if you see dripping, change it. And if you question it, you touch it and it feels, you don't notice it's there, or it feels off like this one's dented in bad, change it. Okay, in the kind of the universal kit, it ended up being the 24.7 by 11.5 millimeter, which fits in M12. It's not exactly the same as the one that was on there, but it fits good, so it should make a good seal. But this is a rubber insert one, so it is more likely to need changed with the next oil change, as opposed to the metal coated one. And now we'll do the reset, which you put the key to on position. You put this to trip A. So you end up going, come on in, trip A. And then you turn this back off. Then you hold that down and put this to the on position, and that'll do that little flashy with the bars, when they all disappear, it's reset.
So it's key to on position.
Yeah.
Put it in trip A. Press this.
Nope. Then you turn this back off.
Turn that back off.
Then you push that in and hold it, and you have to turn this back on.
And then turn that back on.
And then hold it in till those 4 little bars disappear.
There we go. I wanted to make sure we got it.
And it shows
twice.
all zeros when it's set.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it doesn't reset the trip thing. So it'll still be there. So if that resets, then you probably didn't do it right and want to start over. The hard part with it on this side of the car, I said all the video defines for ones with the steering wheel over here, and which makes it easier because you're not having to reach across. With this one, I find it easiest to take your left hand under the steering wheel like this and then push that, because it's harder to do that.
Well, anyways, so that's how you do that. All right, I guess that's the end of this one particular thing.
That's all for the oil change. So until next time, like, share, subscribe. And we know we said there was going to be a Buick. All that's happening with the Buick before this video comes out is the coolant's drained and probably bolts and hoses taken off. So there's not really anything to show. So this one will post before the Buick. So,
yeah, I've already kicked him because he does everything out of order, tells me what he's doing, and then he does the opposite, but I'll be sure to kick him again.
Well, I had to change the oil on this, and I had to do yard work because we have the eclipse coming, so there's some gigantic festival, and I would have gotten in trouble for doing it this coming weekend. So
yeah, we'll probably record the eclipse too.
Yep. So like I said, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, have a good one.
What?
The Yaris had a baby.
When did you lose that?
I have no idea. It's a 9:30 seconds. I have no idea. But apparently, when I put it up on ramps and then pulled it down to check the oil level, it had a baby. I have no idea. I didn't know that was even missing.
You lost a socket in there somewhere at some point in time.
I didn't even know it was gone.
All right.
The gnomes returned it. They were done with it.
Sure. You have a good one.
How are we feeling tonight under starlit skies? Tell me that you trust in me. How far can we go?